All righty, I have 7 o'clock. I would like to call the Brimfield Township Board of Zoning Appeals for Wednesday, March 17th, 2021 to order. If you could please have a roll call.
Okay, Bruce Nippenberg,
Here.
Scott Etling,
Here.
Vince Burdacco,
Here.
Ed Shooting, Sean Phillips,
Here.
William Kremer, and Clayton Popick.
Here.
Also present is Economic Development Director and Zoning Inspector Mike Ladd, myself, Lauren Kaufman, Zoning Secretary, and Brian Gardner, our IT Director.
We have minutes from February were mailed or emailed out. Do we have a motion?
I move that we accept minutes.
We have a motion and second to approve the minutes from the February meeting. Have a roll call vote, please.
Bruce Nippenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling,
Yes.
Vince Burdacco,
Yes,
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Nova.
Dog votes yes. All right, we have an agenda. Has everybody been notified, properly posted, and all the proper locations?
Yes, they have.
All righty, do we have a motion on our agenda?
Motion that we accept the agenda.
second,
We have a motion and second to approve the or accept the agenda. We have a roll call vote, please.
Bruce Nippenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling,
Yes.
Vince Burdacco,
yes,
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Righty, we now have we need to swear in all applicants or people making comments for this evening. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony, or affirm that the testimony you will give before this board is to the best of your knowledge and accurate and truthful presentation of the facts? If so, as the zoning secretary calls your name, say I do, and state your name in relationship to the case.
Okay, Joe Rapatsky. Oh,
Property owner, Sunny Hill Golf Course.
Jerry Keller,
I do, yes.
Nick Koya,
I do. Chairman of the Board of Trustees for Brimfield Township.
Ron Goodspeed,
I do. Assistant Chief, Brimfield Fire Department.
Matthew Pisco,
I do, Jiffy Lube International.
and Karen Denko.
I do, and I'm an architect with Moody Nolan, representing the Administration Building and Fire Station Addition.
Okay, I believe I got everybody.
All righty, thank you. Our first application is a conditional use application, Sunny Hill Golf and Recreation. Applicant is requesting a conditional use application to create a flag-shaped lot. This is per zoning resolution, section 400.10B.47. Mr. Zoning Inspector, would you like to let us know about the flag lot?
Yeah, so there's actually two of them. Joe is splitting up the lot and creating two. There's two flag-shaped lots going to be made out of this survey, which is still conditional use with you guys. I didn't see any issues with it at all. And I'll let Joe go on from there.
All righty.
What we was hoping to do is the vacant land between Sunny Hill Villas and the Sunny Hill Golf Course. We had purchased 9 acres about 2 years ago, right across from Simcox. There's a little single cottage house there with 9 acres. And then on the south side, there's about 30 acres that we was going to sell it to my son, Tony. And we were going to ask for a conditional use to build one house, possibly two maximum, just for my family members, one for sure, maybe never two. But it turned into, we couldn't build, have the right of way coming in off 18 because the cottage, if Mike would notice here, the right of way coming in was 1,200 feet. And according to regulations, it had to be under 1,000. If I probably have my numbers wrong, it was close. So we had to move a property line back to incorporate the 1,000 feet of right of way off of 18 to access this property legally. And that'll give my boy 38 acres for possible two houses for both my boys, possibly one for sure. The houses going down Lower Ron Road would be separated by the power lines, which nobody can build there anyway. And that gives 100 feet for sure off of anybody's property lines. For right now, we would access this house from the golf course because it's kind of a mess between the Sunny Hill Villas and our property. All their water runoff has really made a great big culvert. It would take a lot of money to put a right of way in there now, but with enough time, we can do that eventually. But we'll access it from Sunny Hill Golf Course for now.
So eventually you'll be accessing it from 18?
I'm going to leave that as that's going to be part of the right of way. That's going to be the only right of way on paper. We could always access it from the golf course. I'm just worried about family, kids, marriages, divorces. I just want this thing locked down as two houses only. Everything's going real good in our family. I just hate for my boy to get married, get divorced, have the wife get the house, sell 38 acres, put 150 houses there, and everybody accesses from the golf course. This thing should be accessed from 18, and I don't need 100 families driving through the golf course to get to their properties. I would like this to only be limited to two houses only to protect our family and the golf course. If something had to happen, they would have to, if somebody ended up after I'm gone owning this house, they would have to come in off 18 so the golf course is not disturbed.
Okay, so the lot that you're building the house on, it will be divided into two lots?
No.
For two homes?
38 acres, one house. And in the future, I think that my other boy might want to build a house there too. My one boy would have to sell a piece of property to him. And one house for now, two houses maximum.
Well, all right, so looking down the road, let's say we are going to put a second house there, selling part of the land, are we going to have to create another flag lot? Or, because you can't put two homes on the same lot unless...
Oh yeah, my one boy would have to sell a piece of property to my other boy, and he'd probably have to come back to you to put a house there.
We'd be creating an additional flag lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the land that heads up towards the apartments then, by the
Yes.
power lines?
Yes.
Okay. And we won't have any trouble with frontage or, I mean, I understand we're creating a flag lot, but are we okay with frontage on that? Or are we going to have a variance for frontage?
Everything looks okay so far. So, everything that I've seen on there looks like it will comply. Some of the flag lot changed. Fire department doesn't need to look at this anymore. They looked at the fire code, and so we did take that portion out of it. The only thing that Joe might have to do is go to the county after this to get his replat, but that would be up to regional planning. So sometimes they consider it a simple one, don't need to, and sometimes they require it goes to the regional planning board, but we'll leave that up to the planning.
Do we have any other questions from any of the board members? And are there any comments from anyone in the audience? Okay, do we have
I'll make a motion that we accept the conditional use to create the flag lot.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to allow the creation of the flag lot for the creation of a single home. Is there any other questions or comments? If we could please have a roll call vote.
Bruce Sniffenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling,
Yes.
Vince Brodacco,
Yes,
John Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Poppett.
Yes.
Great,
Thank you
thank
very
you.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you. Yes, sir.
Am I allowed to leave?
yep,
Yes, you can stay or leave as you choose.
You have, we have two of them on the agenda, correct? He's got two lots, two individual parcels.
Oh, okay, I just seen the one application.
Yeah, because when it split it, it created two flag-shaped lots, so I have them both down.
So, but the one is the one that's going to have the cottage on it.
Correct.
Okay, since there's only one application, oh, I see, there's the second one. Got it, okay. Do we have a motion on the second lot with the cottage on it?
Motion that we accept the conditional use to create the flag lot.
second,
Have a motion and a second for the cottage flag lot. If we could please have a roll call vote.
Bruce Sniffenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling,
Yes.
Vince Brodacco,
yes,
John Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Poppett.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Now say
Thank you very much.
good luck.
Good luck, Joe.
So our next is a zoning variance application. A sign above for Redwood Living. This is, applicant is requesting a variance to change the project development sign from 12 square feet to 24 square feet. Zoning resolution section 700.12a.2, freestanding construction signs identifying principles of a forthcoming project or development. And I believe, is this the one that was previously approved at some point in time, or?
So this is the one, this is the new Redwood across from Brimfield restaurant, family restaurant. Redwood is going in there and they want to advertise that as well. They have a sign on Pleasant Lakes with their development down there. They want to do the same size sign. However, it requires a variance for that size.
So this is a 12-foot sign on both sides? Is that why we need it, or is it actually a 24-foot sign one side?
So it should be the one side at 24 square foot.
Okay.
And I believe we have somebody, the applicants here. Lauren, are they on?
I'm here.
Okay.
Okay. All right, then if you would, please tell us what it is you want about your sign.
Okay, so the previous development that was on Sanctuary Way, we were approved for a 32 square foot marketing sign, V-shape. And so this one was smaller. That one was approved in 2016. And so that one was a full-on marketing sign. This one is actually just a mock-up of what the permanent sign is going to look like. I don't know if there was a package that everyone was handed out. I do have a picture of it. I can do a screen share of an actual picture of the sign.
Yeah, go ahead and screen share it. Mhm.
Okay.
You should have access.
is the first time I've tried this, so.
So you'll click the share screen icon at the bottom of Zoom.
I did do that.
And when you do that, it will give you a list of apps that you have open inside your computer, and you can pick one of them. So before you click that share screen button, you have to have whatever it is you want to share with us already open, maybe
That
behind
is-
or,
Okay,
there you go.
okay. That is a picture of a 24 square foot project sign. So it's freestanding, it's low to the ground. This one is in Michigan. It does have a website and the 800 phone number on it, but it's dimensional. It's 12 inches thick because, you know, we make them in the shape of a box. There's a 6x6 inside of it, and it's, you know, it's braced, you know, it's structurally built. But that's exactly what the monument signs make. And so Redwood went through a rebranding 2 years ago in which, you know, they changed all their signs, including the signs over on Sanctuary Way, all look like this currently. And so that's kind of like what their trademark is, to make everything look like their monument. And so rather than have some kind of big, you know, marketing, they do have marketing signs where it shows the building and, hey, two bedroom and stuff like that. But they, for the announcement of the project and stuff like that, basically they've gone with this to set out. And this makes it easy during the construction project. And it basically goes exactly where the monument sign goes until the monument sign is ready to be installed. The permanent monument sign is ready to be installed.
Okay, so what we're talking about now is a temporary marketing sign. It's just
Yeah,
going to be
so-
the one side facing the road.
Well, it's actually double-sided, so it's perpendicular to the road. So usually the other side isn't counted when you calculate the square footage.
No, but we would need to know that it's going to be both sides, because if they do grant it, it's got to be worded that way.
Okay, it is double-sided.
Okay.
And that's what I meant when the double, for the V shape, that was 2 4x8 signs that was over at Sanctuary Way. This is 37 by 94, so it's significantly smaller in size and scope. It's, you know, it's under 5 feet to the ground.
And it doesn't block the view of anybody moving on or off of the property, or?
No,
Right.
it's there for it's set back and it's out of the right of way, like according to the plans. The permanent construction plans, it has the permanent sign 10 feet behind the right of way. And this one would be set that. The reason we put it on skids like this is, you know, obviously during the construction project, you think of all the things that has to go on, trenching, moving big vehicles and stuff like that. Signs get hit and damaged. And so here they're able to just simply pick it up with a forklift, move it out of the way, do whatever kind of thing, and then just simply put it back into place, rather than for us to, and those are 4 foot 2x6s. So, I mean, the weight of the sign is still, I mean, we still have to take 2 people to put one of those things up.
Because this is a construction sign, there's no illumination. There's no internal illumination.
No, it's a 2x6, a 2x12 framing, and then it's 4mm polymetal that's like an overlay that's fastened to it. And that's what we print that on. And so there is no type of lighting on it whatsoever.
So this sign request is strictly for this temporary sign, or will it?
Correct. Yeah, and so this would only, like, instead of requesting a full-on marketing sign, this is a combination of the project, announcing the project. It serves the two purposes. This is the project while also incorporating their marketing purpose. It's more of a subdued hybrid of a combination of marketing and project sign.
So you will, and no matter where it gets moved to, it'll always be off the road right away.
Oh, no, by moving, it would only be moved, you know, simply just to be out of the way for, like, trenching purposes. It's never going to be moved, like, in the right of way for that type of purpose.
Okay, that's all I want to make sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's never moved like that. Like, in this particular case, they would move it behind that trailer over there. Like, they would move it out of the way so it doesn't get damaged, not to be viewed.
Got it. Okay. Do we have any additional questions? All righty. Do we have a motion to conditionally allow the larger sign?
I'll make a motion to conditionally allow the larger sign.
I'll second that.
Go ahead, John.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to allow the larger sign. Again, that's two-sided. If we could please have a roll call vote.
Chris Stippenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling,
Yes.
Vince Bardacco,
Yes.
John Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Righty, thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
All righty. We can get our screen back.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, you'll have to help me with that one.
There we go.
All right.
All right. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is a zoning variance application. This is for the Brimfield Township Board of Trustees, the township, and the Township Fire Department. Applicant is requesting a variance for a maximum building height, zoning resolution section 3083, I-1, main building, 35 feet high. Okay, if we could please fill us in on what we're looking for.
Sure, and I guess I just have one question because we have several variances for this project. Do you want to just focus on one at a time, or do you want me to speak to all three?
One at a time, please.
Okay.
Oh,
So with regard to building height, we have a training tower component on the facility that is on the east side of the building. So it's actually primarily screened by the building itself, but it does exceed the 35-foot maximum requirement in the zoning code. On the documents we had submitted, I believe we had a dimension indicating that it's actually close to 48 feet to the top of the tower where we have the parapet wall. And in our initial request, we also have another tower component that is at the southwest corner of the building. We have kind of a clear story window element that's part of one of the stair towers. And we actually have reduced the height of that, but now we're just about 8 inches taller than the 35-foot maximum there. So those were the two components in particular where we were requesting the variance from the height requirement. The rest of the building on all sides and to all eaves is within the requirements of the zoning code.
I mean, so this is just for, there's nobody actually going to be in the building when it's not being used for training.
Correct, yes.
Zoning department have any issues with this one?
No, we don't have any issues with it.
All righty. Do we have any further questions? All right, do we have a motion regarding the variance for the height of the building?
I'll make the motion that we approve the variance for the height of the building.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the height variance. If we could please have a roll call vote.
Bruce Niffenberg,
Yes.
Todd Etling,
Yes.
Vince Bardacco,
Yes.
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Second variance from the township and fire department. Variance request, applicant is requesting a variance for parking space requirement, zoning resolution, section 600.10D.5, spaces for the first 1,000 square feet of floor area. Okay, can you let us know what we're requesting here?
Sure. When we went through and did the parking calculation based on the business use of the administrative side of the building, and then also for the fire station component, and taking into account maintaining existing access routes and the way that the fire apparatus need to circulate on the site, we were about 3 spaces short of the requirement. So we were requesting relief from that total parking count.
All of the parking that, because eventually we're going to get these meetings back in the building, I'm assuming. And are we still going to have ample parking for zoning, Trustee, BZA meetings?
So our current design has 64 spaces on the lot. If you'd like, I can share a site plan on screen just to kind of show you, or if it,
Yes, please do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important too that we show that because we're actually adding a driveway off of 43, which will create additional parking that does not exist now too. So that house between the current town hall and the sporting goods store, that's going to be a wraparound driveway there with some additional parking added too.
Okay, and if you could just let me know if you're seeing the site plan on screen.
Yes.
We could see it.
So as Nick was just mentioning, with the acquisition of the parcel to the north of the existing building, we're able to provide a secondary access drive and more parking that's dedicated specifically around the administration wing of the building. And then just moving down a little bit, one of the other things we're trying to do is maintain this existing access point. So if you did need overflow parking, you would be able to go to the adjacent property, which if I understand correctly is kind of how it works right now. And then with regard to the meeting room that's in the building, we had run a seating count and it would accommodate approximately 75 people, plus whoever is there for the trustees or whichever meeting you're having. So for the Board of Zoning Appeals or whomever needs to be in that room as well.
So this is going to go into the existing park area?
The addition of the building does, yes.
Okay.
But the parking, as I understand it, doesn't encroach on the existing. That we're maintaining access from Talmadge Road, and we were trying to do our best to maximize parking, but also minimize impact on the park area, just understanding what the building is already doing to that space.
Do we have any other questions regarding the parking?
So the 64 spaces, because of the north side, the new north side driveway, that adds spaces than what we currently have, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So the house that's there now will be gone.
Correct.
Any
Makes sense.
additional? Oh, Vince? Okay, are there any additional questions? Okay, then do we have a motion?
I guess I'll make the motion that we approve that variance.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the variance for 3 fewer parking spaces. If we could please have a roll call vote.
Oh, sorry. Bruce Nippenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling,
Yes.
Vince Burdacco,
Yes,
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yeah.
All righty. The next variant application, again for the Brimfield Township Board of Trustees and Township Fire Department. Applicant is requesting a variance for parking space requirements, zoning resolution 601H, 100% of individual use that requires the greater number plus 50% of the space required by the other use. Okay. We have an explanation on that one.
I'm sorry, what was that?
that's
what it says.
I was going to say I may actually need an assist with this one myself. I think we may have in our initial variance application just looked at the total number of spaces and not the requirement for sharing between the administrative building use and the fire station use. So I apologize. I actually don't know how many spaces short we are on the shared parking requirement.
That's okay. It's safer to get the variance than it's not.
Well, yes. I apologize. I don't have I feel like I don't have good information to
Well, this is something that's been in the code for a long time, and we're updating the code. It is something that's in there, and it is hard to distinguish, you know, how many people are going to be in the fire station at one time, and you know what the future use is and what you're going to be using it for. So,
Sure.
like I said, it's probably better just to get the variance on it. You already have the first variance on the parking spaces, so this goes hand in hand with it. And then eventually that section of the code will be taken out.
Okay. Would you like me to provide any follow-up information that kind of clarifies that, or is it just that we're based on the current code, we're requesting the variance from the
Yes,
sheriff?
it's based off the current code, I would say at this point.
Okay.
Do you have any questions from the board, or does anybody on the board wish further explanation? All righty, then if we could have a motion.
Move that we grant the variance.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second to grant the variance for this different parking area. We could have a roll call vote, please.
Bruce Nippenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling,
Yes.
Vince Burdacco,
Yes,
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yeah.
Variance, also a variance application from the Board of Brimfield Township Board of Trustees and the Township Fire Department. Applicant is requesting a variance of shade trees from street planting. Zoning resolution section 800.12A1A. Shade trees shall be planted along the side of the property that fronts along any road, public or private, to ensure protection from noise, glare, visual incompatibility, or in location where health and mature shade trees exist. Requirement for the new trees may be waived or modified.
Did that one.
All righty, let us know why we don't need any trees.
Well, so in this case, this is actually a safety issue for if there's some sort of emergency in the fire apparatus or pulling out onto State Route 43, it's to ensure that they have visibility in both directions.
Okay. And I'm I take it that any lighting along the front of the building won't impair traffic along 43 as well?
No, it would not.
Okay. Do we have any other questions regarding the shade trees? All right, do we have a motion?
Make a motion that we grant the resolution, or the, it's a
Variance.
variance, thank you, to eliminate the shade trees.
Second.
We have a motion and a second regarding the shade tree requirement. All those in favor? Oh, I guess roll call vote. I forget.
Bruce Whippenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling,
Yes.
Vince Bardacco,
Yes.
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
All righty, I believe that's the last of the requests from the township.
That's correct.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
All righty. Our next is a conditional use application, Jiffy Lube International. The applicant is requesting a conditional use application to operate an automotive service facility per zoning resolution section 311.2B2A. Uses not covered come before the Board of Zoning Appeals for ruling. Okay, if we could, Michael, could you please let us know what they're requesting?
Yeah, so they're looking at coming in and having this Jiffy Lube oil station. It's in the Cascades. It's in the grass area right next to Verizon. Beef O'Brady's is behind it, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
This would be right in front of the Beef O'Brady's in that grass area. There's nothing there right now other than there was a car stuck there forever in the grass this winter, but that's where they're looking at going. So.
And I'm assuming there's no protest on the part of the Jiffy Lube going in?
We haven't heard anything. There's been we posted this in the paper as well as he's got some other variances here, but nothing, no comments or anything.
A representative from Jiffy Lube?
Through the chair, yes. Matthew Pisco representing Jiffy Lube International.
All righty, go ahead and tell us exactly what goes on at Jiffy Lube and what sort of, disposing of oil, so forth, things of that nature.
Most certainly. If I can share screens, I'll.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
Let's see here. All right, you're seeing screen 1 now. My cursor is moving. Just so I want to make sure that I know you're looking at the same thing I am.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. All right. In general, for 2 or 3 minutes, Jiffy Lube International, in a macro sense, is a wholly owned subsidiary of Royal Dutch Shell. So they're owned by a very large risk-averse company and have an exemplary operational and safety record. They've just completed 2 projects in Northfield and 1 in Brunswick, Ohio, but we're efforting sites in Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. It's the first time they've made direct investments with company-owned stores in 22 years. So it's exciting to be back. In a micro sense, we're trying to develop a pad-ready site in the Cascades, as previously stated by Mr. Ladd. It's a 3,064 square foot multi-care facility. There's no new curb cuts on the Cascade. It's all accessed off Alexander Way. It maintains the existing parking and drive lanes, has additional interior landscaping, combination of brick veneer, EIFS, aluminum canopies. It's got a fully enclosed trash enclosure. The stack to get into the bays is on the back side of the building. It has 16 parking spaces. Now, to your question regarding the services, There are no appointments necessary in like tire shops. Oil and lube is our primary business. The multi-care is consistent with regular interval maintenance and provides an alternative choice to dealerships. Types of services are oil changes, lubrication, vehicle inspections, air filters, fluids, battery replacement, brakes, exterior glass, things of that nature. Typical service lasts around 30 to 120 minutes. Customers wait in the vestibule. There is no overnight parking at our facility. There's no storage of materials outside. This location has its own spill prevention control and countermeasure plan. Something we've been operating these for a long time. This has a basement in it, has two bays in which people drive over. There's 2 bays that are slab on grade. And in the basement, there are no 4 drains. So it's essentially a basket so that there isn't the ability for a spill to enter the soils. And we have an oil water separator, the last outlet into the storm system in case there's a surface spill outside. But it wouldn't be from our normal operations, but just prophylactically, we put a oil water separator in. Deliveries and waste reclamation are performed during open hours, and we license all the ASTs through the Bureau of Underground Storage Tank Regulations, whether it's through the state or a delegated authority locally. The compressors in the basement in an enclosure, and it's quiet enough that the folks working in the basement don't have to wear hearing protection. So it's really quite not invasive. Hours of operation, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then we go dark. We have no interest in people visiting in the overnight hours. It has 4 to 6 employees, one of which is a location manager. And again, we're dark sky compliant because at 8 p.m., unless it's in the winter months, we go dark. So that's our operation in a nutshell. And as it relates to the conditional use, we comply with 10 of the 11 general requirements, and we comply with all of the requirements as it relates to gasoline sales and auto service items A through L. And with that, I'm glad to ask or answer any questions you may have.
Okay. So there are lights in the parking lot for winter use, but there won't be any lighting after hours?
That's correct.
Looks like it will clean the area up a little bit.
Yeah, I can go through.
It'll make a good use of that piece of property. I'm familiar with that.
It's oblong, so it's kind of perfect for our use. We can still circulate around the site. For any other conventional uses, that's probably why it's been sitting there a while. But it's purpose built for us, but not so purpose built that we don't have to ask for a variance at a later time in this hearing. So, but as far as the use goes, any other questions as it relates to that?
There'll be no, I mean, basically the only item you're going to be selling will be, well, other than filters, so forth, is oil. You won't be dispensing, selling gasoline, propane, any of those kind of things.
We are a very soft landing for a business. We do not have petroleum dispensers. We have between 40 and 60 cars a day. So at peak hours, it's well less than 20 an hour. So it's a very low volume business for traffic impact.
The current plans you have now, I see that, you have that one sign up there in the top, and I'm assuming you'll have one out front, but you're not getting any other signage in that right now?
So we are, and I'll gladly go through the sign drawings. I just wanted to kind of show you the site so you're acclimated with where it is in the Cascades, and then what exists now, and where we're placed spatially within that parcel. We're not interfering with the meandering path, and this is the proposed
Okay.
up here.
Looks good.
So you will be what, out on the monument sign on the main street, and then you'll have your own signage?
No, no, this is the only monument sign we're proposing.
Oh, okay.
Would be
I
on
meant,
whenever.
I meant as part of the Cascade Monument sign, you'll have something out there?
You, Chair, to be honest, I don't think we do. I think we only have what is available on this.
Okay.
Side.
All right. Do we have any other questions regarding whether or not to allow conditionally Jiffy Lube into this location? And we don't have any problem with non-conforming, Michael, on once it's built? You're still on mute.
Sorry, I was muted. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. No, we shouldn't have any issues with non-conforming on this one. This one would be conditionally approved, obviously, through the uses not covered. But it seems like it's a good fit for the area. I don't know what else you'd put in that grass strip.
Right. Okay, do we have any other questions or comment from the board? Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the Jiffy Lube location.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the conditional use for Jiffy Lube on this location. We could have a roll call vote, please.
Bruce Nippenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling,
Yes.
Brent Bradacco,
Yes.
John Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Righty, we have that one settled.
Fantastic. If I can move on to the second one, and I guess I'll expand this one a little bit. Maybe that was a little too much. The second request is, as part of being part of the conditional use, we have to have a 100-foot setback. And if we comply with that, that would push us into where we have no stacking and no bypass lane around the building. So we're proposing a 78-foot setback to the front of the vestibule here. That's only a section of the building, and then the variance is lesser than, but we have to ask for the greater of the two. So we're actually asking for relief for 22 feet to get to 100. This is the 100-foot setback line here, and we're asking to be at 78 feet.
Okay, this would be the applicant is requesting variance of less than 100-foot property line setback per zoning resolution 400.10B.1. All structures, activity areas shall be located at least 100 feet from all property lines. Okay, do we have any other questions regarding the setback? Okay, do we have a motion?
I'm sorry, guys. I make a motion that we accept the variance for this reduced setback.
So that was
I'll second it.
okay, we have a motion and a second. How large was the variance again?
The original was 100 feet. What was it?
Well, originally it's 100 and it's going back to 78, I believe.
78, I think he said.
22 foot.
22-foot variance. All righty. We have a motion and a second. If we could have a roll call vote, please.
Bruce Nippenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling,
Yes.
Brent Bradacco,
Yes.
John Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Through the chair, you want me to move on to the third variance, which is the sign variances, and I'll drag the, let me see which is it.
Next one I have is for a wall sign. The applicant is requesting a variance for more than one wall sign, requesting 6 total. for zoning resolution section 400.10.v.4, there should be no more than one sign oriented to each abutting street identifying the activity. Is that the one you were ready to go to?
Yes. it is.
Okay.
All right. I'll try and move between two exhibits if I can. This is the rendering of the sign or the building as we're proposing it. And if I click back here, this is Alexander Way dropping into the parcel, Cascade Boulevard. So technically this is the front of our building, but being we enter through the bays and we have this parking field behind us, we're just trying to look something akin to what Verizon did, that people may be within the shopping center coming back, and we're requesting signage on the back side of this building, and it's nowhere visible from Cascade Parkway or Alexander Way or Nicholas Way here. On this, because of the intersection approaching from either way, this serves as the frontage sign, and as you head in the opposite direction down Cascade Parkway, that this would be visible. And again, we move through this. These signs are visible, but because of this, the vestibule where the customers wait offset from here, this really isn't visible. This section is. So this signage kind of plays to people moving in this direction. This signage is for folks coming from this direction or this direction. We have a very small sign on this side proposed, and then an interior sign for the customers here. I'll move to the actual sign drawings so you can see all of them in elevation view. And then there's a small button sign on this side for this parking field as well. Let's see if I can.
Are the signs lighted or not?
They are internally illuminated. Perhaps the best way to, here are the elevations. I omitted all the brick on here just for ease. This would be to the south elevation. This is facing this is the street facing Cascade Boulevard. This is the back facing the retail shops. And this is facing the, let me see if I can, is facing this side. And since we rotate, we have access to the site from four sides.
So just the three cabinet signs, the Jiffy Lube, Multi-Care, those three are illuminated. I'm assuming the logo is illuminated. Is the big one in the front illuminated?
Just these channel letters and the pen row. The rest of it is just an architectural band that it sits on.
Okay. Right.
And these, I can close it. These are compliant, but are directional signs, so that the first two bays, this is the back of the building that would face the shopping center. Our customers can enter on either side of the vestibule to get to the sales counter and seating. So this is the exit side, which will face Cascade Boulevard, essentially our front. This is our back. And these are to let people know to queue if they're getting an oil change or some other service to pull to those bays. And in most circumstances, folks are actually, they leave their car and our employees take the cars into the bays.
Now the lighting won't create any issues off property?
Oh goodness, no. And you know, I've lived in Detroit my whole life. We all know the winter depression starts where we're dark at 5 o'clock. In that circumstance, these signs are eternally illuminated from 5 until 8 p.m. and then they go dark.
Okay. Okay, do we have any additional questions from the board?
So the variance is just for one more wall sign, correct?
Total of 6 wall signs, I think,
Yeah,
because they, well, so the variance would be for 5 because they're allowed 1.
Oh, they'll have that, okay. So, well, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, never mind.
did you approve that, Scott?
Did I approve it?
I'll second it.
I take that was a motion?
How about this? We'll do it official. I'll make a motion that we accept the 5 additional.
Oh, I thought Scott made the motion and I didn't hear
No.
anybody second it. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I was getting ahead of myself because I see the next variance is for the size of the signs. So they gotta get approved first. So.
Okay, so now we do have a motion and a second to allow 5 additional wall signs.
Yes.
If we could please have a roll call vote.
Bruce Nippenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling,
Yes.
Vince Bradacco,
Yes.
John Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Pollock.
Okay, fantastic. I will, if no objections from the chair, I'll move on to the last variance request, which is the monument sign. We are currently 5 square feet over on this sign. I'm gonna drag this off and see if I can pull this up for. We are in excess 5 square feet of this sign, but it is internally illuminated. These sign cabinets, as you can tell, these are custom made signs, so they come in modular square footages. Quite honestly, if there's any objections, we can try and reduce the scale of the sign to comply. But we have all the molds made, which is a very expensive process to get these made in these sizes. If considering we don't have any signage on the main shopping center ID sign, that this was a reasonable request. So we appreciate your consideration. And again, this one is internally illuminated. But again, these will go dark upon closure. They're attached to the same lighting controls for the building.
Okay, and then just to read it in, this applicant is requesting a variance for a monument sign face greater than 32 square feet per zoning resolution section 700.13 C2. So this is a 2-sided sign?
Yes, sir.
And what's the exact size of the sign?
It is 37 square feet. It is 5'11" tall, 6 foot wide.
Okay. And it's not going, I can't see where it would obstruct any, the view of anybody going in or out of the facility.
No, that is completely true.
Okay. Okay. Do we have any other questions from the board? Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the larger than 32 square foot sign. What is it? We just say 5 square feet.
What is the total square feet again?
It's 37 square feet.
37.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion to allow a 37 square foot 2-sided sign. Do we have a second?
Second.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. We could please have a roll call vote.
Bruce Nippenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling,
Yes.
Vince Brodacco,
Yes.
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your consideration, and also apologies to Ms. Kaufman for dealing with the absent-minded professor, me, in all my phone calls. So my apologies. So
Well, thank you and welcome to Brimfield.
Good luck.
we're looking forward to it. Thank you very, very much. Take care.
All righty. Do we have anything for the good of the order?
Chairman Nick Quaid here, trustee. Just wanted to give a quick thank you to everybody for all your hard work through this COVID process. I know the teleworking and virtual meetings are a little different, but you know, on behalf of the board, you guys are doing a great job. We appreciate all your hard work. And just wanted to, if you have any questions, I can answer them here, or you can give me a call. Just want to make sure everybody knows we're available. A lot of changes happening. So just wanted to give you that opportunity to ask any questions. I'll let you know that we're available, and to just really say thank you for all the work. I know it's been different doing things virtually, but we hope to be back together as soon as we get these restrictions lifted.
I kind of like the virtual one, but
I do too, but some people have been
I
asking
do
me, they
too.
said,
I do too.
Yeah.
when are we coming back together? And I said, I don't know. I kind of like this home office.
I work from home full time, and it gets old after a while. It really does.
Yep.
I like these a lot better.
Yeah.
righty. And do we have anything set for next month as of yet?
Not yet.
No, not yet, but I'm sure there will be.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have another grocery store coming in. So I
Who?
look to see that, and then we have right now I think we do have a commercial building going behind Meyer, at least a 65,000 square foot one that may need one variance. So should be on next month. We'll see.
Behind Meyer?
Yeah, we have one going.
What other
What
grocery?
happened with the car wash?
Car wash is approved. They're going in. They just submitted their drawings architecturally to me. They look really, really nice. It doesn't look like a normal car wash. It's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. So
I think those things are making a ton of money because there's literally two popping up in Kent right across from each other.
yeah, that winter weather.
Yeah.
What grocery is going in, Mike?
I can't say right now,
Okay.
but yeah, you'll know soon.
All right. Looking at April 21st for the next meeting. And other than that, we need one more motion.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. If we could have a roll call vote.
Bruce Niffenberg,
Yes.
Scott Etling, Vince Brodacco,
Yes.
Sean Phillips,
Yes.
and Clayton Popick.
Yes.
Thank you. Everybody enjoy the rest of their St. Patrick's Day.